Bloodborne was released for the PS4 in 2015 and features an excellent story with deep and rich lore. They even made a board game. There are tons of fun weapons, cool builds, and some cool customization. Basically, you're a hunter and you wake up in Yharnam, where you'll find the everyday citizens of Yharnam chilling. It's time for another beast hunt, and so you do what every normal person would do and start shooting people. Many bosses roam about who only want one thing, your blood. Today, I have a guest who's probably the biggest and only Dark Souls fan I know, Abyss, as she's known on Discord.
Hi, I'm Abyss, the owner of the one and only famous Morgan fan club, which you should totally join, by the way. Aside from being a Discord owner, I'm also the #1 Soulsborne fan. Yes, more than Body Video and Zoe the Witch combined. These series of games were introduced to me in 2016, and since have stayed near and dear, very close to my heart.
Alright, with introductions out of the way, let's dive deeper into Bloodborne.
Even though I haven't finished it yet, Bloodborne has surely given me some unforgettable experiences. For example, when the Snatcher takes you to Hypojingano for the first time. This is also the first time I ever heard music in a non-boss area in any Soulsborne game, which left me on the edge of my seat throughout the entire area. What really made this an unforgettable area was when you return there after killing Rom and all the enemies change. Very unexpected and creeped me out. I enjoy the body horror and Victorian/Gothic atmosphere as well as the music, which honestly I like as a whole a little more than Dark Souls. I also love how vast the world is. It feels a lot less linear than Dark Souls, however that makes it overwhelming at times and easy to get lost, but as a whole it's not bad at all. This game is able to make you feel bad for killing some of the bosses like Parl and Mikolash, and overall Bloodborne has given me a lot more intense emotional responses compared to Dark Souls. I don't think I would actually be able to choose one over the other though.
To me, Bloodborne is probably my favorite From Software game ever created. Who wouldn't love this game? It's polished to perfection, has terrifying bosses, and very interesting characters. There's a certain charm Bloodborne gives that you wouldn't get from Dark Souls or Demon Souls. It's like it has its own pillar among the other games. Dark Souls is definitely known for its gameplay and atmosphere, but Bloodborne, it takes this even further. Honestly, it's nice to just look at the scenery rather than have 50 British people destroy you. I mean, would you rather play Bird Egg Simulator or Bloodborne? There's tons of quest lines with cool characters and unique bosses that you won't feel burned out roaming the world of Bloodborne. Abyss, what's your favorite character? What makes you like them?
My favorite character has to be Mikolash. Why? Well, aside from being the sexiest man on the planet, I love how interactive his boss fight was. The dialogue throughout was great, and you don't see that very often in Soulsborne games. Sure, Osiris and Lothric spoke in their fights, but it was very minimal and only between phases. This fight actually did frustrate me a lot. I often got lost and would die during the last part of the fight because of his cheesy ass spell.
I'm hopelessly lost. I'll never get out of here.
Finally put him to rest. I felt terrible because he seemed to forget all of his knowledge about the Nightmare and Great Ones up to that point. At least I think that's how it goes. I'm not an expert on the lore yet. Mikolash also had a handful of cut dialogue hinting that at some point in development he was probably an NPC with his own questline. I would have loved to see that, to be honest. Mikolash is so intriguing to me because he clearly knows a lot about what's going on in the world around him, and all the answers the player could have had were lost when he died. He stands out as a character in Soulsborne and probably one of the best written characters I've seen in From Software, and I love it.
Awesome. You know, honestly, my favorite character is Alfred. I mean, come on, who wouldn't like this guy? You know, we're only scratching the surface of Bloodborne. So, let's jump further into the rabbit hole. Bloodborne's gameplay is one of a kind. It's very satisfying, no matter the repetition. Bloodborne is all about throwing you right into the action, something From Software games love to do. However, Bloodborne forces the new player to adapt to the gameplay, or die. The first boss clearly proves my point. In this game, there's no defense. Your best defense is your offense. Bloodborne, unlike Dark Souls, feels like you're not trapped under one class or build. It's how you play the game that affects how you feel. The game uses repetition to give you a sense of progression, even if it's only a little, with its shortcuts and other things you may find. If I had to describe the gameplay in one word, it would be satisfying. One of my favorite things about Bloodborne is the weapons. The creativity runs wild with these weapons, my favorite being the pizza cutter. What's your favorite weapon, Abyss?
I don't really have a choice for a favorite weapon. I started the game with an axe and then switched to Ludwig's Holy Blade and stuck with that since, so I guess it's my favorite as of now. I've always enjoyed doing strength builds and seeing how far I can push damage with great swords, so I think the Holy Blade was a pretty solid choice.
Each weapon has a unique description of its backstory and usage, which adds to the experience. Just look at the fun you can have with these weapons. Well, honestly, it's kinda hard to answer that question. When it comes to PC port, I highly doubt that it'll ever happen. It's a PS4 exclusive and it'll probably stay that way, at least until PS4 emulation finally gets somewhere. However, I do have hope about Bloodborne 2. It was a huge success and they're missing out big time if it never happens. I mean, who makes a board game and doesn't make a sequel? Abyss, if you had to choose, what would you choose?
If I had to choose between Bloodborne 2 or a PC port, I would definitely choose a Bloodborne 2. I don't really need to think twice about that one because I have a PS4. And I mean, it is an exclusive, so that's kind of like the whole point of it. And also, I just really fucking hate PC players. And I hate Bryson too.
Yeah, PC players suck. Yeah. But anyways, if you have a PS4, I would definitely recommend you play it for sure. Even if you're not a fan of these types of games, you'd really enjoy it. Trust me.
I want to thank Bryson for letting me be in this video, which was my idea, by the way. And he fucking sucks. I hate you. Kill yourself. Alright, thank you. Bye.
I'd give Bloodborne a 9 out of 10.